the court can give direction, the court can give a ruling, the court can give a judgment, and the court can also deliver a declaration. So a declaration was delivered that what TSC did violated Article 144 to 156 of the Code of Regulations for Teachers.
By deregistering.
Yes. But of course, the reason that they were advancing before the court could have been extremely legitimate in every way, but how they did it was wrong. So I benefit. I'm the beneficiary of that declaration.
Okay.
And therefore, that returns my teaching certificate.
All right.
Yeah.
And so that makes it possible for you to vie in the KNUT election which are coming up next month?
Whether I was in the register or not, it doesn't apply to the office of the Secretary General. The plain reading of the Labor Relations Act, Article Section 31(4), is that a Secretary General of a union can come from anywhere. And so you read Article 31, it says those who qualify to contest in elections are those who have been officials, have been. So me, I have been a KNUT official, a KNUT leader in many ranks for over 20 years. So that doesn't require my being in the register. And Article and Section 4 of 31 is very clear that the Secretary General of a union does not necessarily have to be an employee of that trade.
Okay.
It's very clear because the Labor Relations Act 2007 was born out of a clear understanding that Secretary Generals of union as chief executive officers. So unions should be flexible to recruit even possibly outside the trade. So ordinarily that doesn't affect my candidature if I were to decide.
And of course, people have been waiting for that declaration that whether or not you're going to vie for any position in the KNUT elections. Are you ready to make that, or you're still?
I've ensured that all the protocols for my eligibility and preparations are in place. I've written to the Secretary General, Kenya National Union of Teachers, notifying him of my candidature, and I've made all the necessary. Of course, my union dues payment is up to date. I'm actually the most loyal member of KNUT because I've paid not just up to June 2026, but I've even paid what we call supplementary union dues. And I've checked on the records when I was in Parliament, I did pay. So fundamentally, if elections were to be held today,
you will run for SG.
I will definitely run for SG,
and I can see you actually made it to the cartoons this week. That's a cartoon, I think, on one of the papers, I think the Standard, on Monday this week. And it has a caricature of you there with the court's judgment or pronouncement upholding your eligibility for this, and Asema, I will be back and backing.
Yeah, of course, cartoonists can make fun and can do whatever, and can imagine otherwise. That is the right.
But this is something positive.
The artistry. But for me, I've made sure that all the protocols are in place and requirements for eligibility, and maybe what is remaining for me is to make a concrete pronouncement, which I will at the right time.
Right time.
Yes.
The National Union of Teachers elections are coming up in about a month or so. And yes, Mwalimu Wilson Sossion has been a Secretary General of the KNUT, and he says he might just be vying for the same post come next month. All right, so let's now talk about the dailies today. And yesterday we had this press conference by members of the ODM party. They said a few things with regard to the upcoming NDC. And let's have that story so that it can set the base for our discussion.